Hi everyone, once again here we are at the Ordinals Asia, wrapping up this amazing week and this exciting day here at the Ordinals Asia event. And with me I have Ben, who is the CEO of Darewise, and which is an Animoca brand, one of the subsidiaries of Animoca, and he's also on the council of OPAL. Is that it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us about your experience here in Hong Kong, and how things are wrapping up for you.
Listen, it's been amazing. We're the co-organizer with Xverse of the Ordinals Asia, so it's been an intense several months to get to this point. Very excited about how it turned out. The week, because of course the event was today, but the whole week was was packed with events around Bitcoin Season 2, Ordinals, utility on Bitcoin, Web3 on Bitcoin. So it's super exciting for us builders. We've been in the Bitcoin space for a year now, and it's insane how it's grown from when I look back. It's crazy.
Yes, definitely. I think that's the impression I'm getting from everybody, the feedback. Yeah. And that's been my own sort of story as well. Like since last year, I started looking into the Ordinals space, and I've got more and more interested in this whole ecosystem, because otherwise I've been watching the whole space from outside. But now I think there is so much happening that you cannot ignore it.
No, we can't. I mean, obviously, the reason is also because the fundamentals are extremely strong. Bitcoin is by far the biggest ecosystem. It's $1.3 trillion of liquidity.
Exactly.
It's the biggest brand, and it hasn't even had any of the major movement that happened on Ethereum. We haven't had the DeFi summer. We haven't had yet this massive, generation of apps with utility. So the thing is about to happen now. All we had, if I can say it this way, was Ordinals. But Ordinals just unlocked everything, and it's just the beginning. It's the beginning of Bitcoin Season 2.
So I think obviously we have to give the credit to Casey. I mean, he's done a great job. First with I don't have a hat, but hats off for Casey. Yeah. And I think he's done an amazing job, like how he has created. He calls it an experiment, but starting with the audible space and all the way now to the words, And I think this is just the beginning of what can happen here, because it's just opened a lot of opportunities and for other people to build the layer 1, layer 2s, and the apps and whatnot on the Bitcoin ecosystem. So tell us more about OPAL. What is OPAL doing?
But it's kind of in the continuity to what you're saying. Like what Casey triggered in all of us by launching Ordinal back in January 23 was this idea that we can have utility on Bitcoin. I don't think it was really his agenda. Casey wanted to build some cool, he wanted to inscribe art on chain, and he just didn't like the way it was happening on Ethereum, so he built it for Bitcoin. But he also created this social convention, which is the Ordinal theory, with numbering sats and giving different value to different sats, and introducing this concept of rare sats. But indirectly what happened was wow, we can have culture on Bitcoin, we can have utility on Bitcoin, and then it just opened a wide range of fantasy for all of us. And because Darewise is a subsidiary of Animoca Brands, and Animoca Brands, of course, has been focusing on building Web3 in general, for us it was wow, Bitcoin is where he's ready for Web3. Let's facilitate the development of Web3 on Bitcoin, and that's why we created OPAL. And OPAL resonates very much with the ethos of Bitcoin, which is about decentralization. It's the opposite of controlling something. And so we built OPAL in the same fashion. OPAL is a decentralized protocol. It's an economic convention powered by a token called the Belief token, BLIF, which will be released.
That's BRC20?
It will be a Rune token.
Oh, really?
And what is important is that it's something that is launched by a collective of companies. So 12 Genesis members, among them Xverse, Magic Eden, Alex Labs, Horizon Labs, Pixel Links, Engine Starter, Ords Games. So great companies that are collectively adding utilities, bringing each, their own form of utility to this ecosystem, and that is going to keep growing and growing. And because it's fully decentralized, it's also permissionless. Anyone can enter this ecosystem. There are just a few set of rules to, of course, participate to this positive network effect.
Amazing. I mean, like you said, so I think we started with Casey, like how he sort of introduced the idea of doing things on the Bitcoin blockchain. So he kind of opened the doors, and maybe that was his intention was not to build something this big, but it's just catalytic things. And we are seeing the evolution of one thing after another coming up, and obviously the kind of stuff that you guys are doing with OPAL. Amazing. So what is it, that you see happening next in this space, and what would you like to communicate to the communities that are going to be watching this video later?
Listen, though, it's I think for me it's very straightforward. The limitation of Bitcoin so far was its scalability and programmability. There's no real form of programmability on Bitcoin, and so that was obviously something that was limiting the type of usages that we could do of the chain. This is changing. There's a big narrative around Bitcoin L2s right now. So L2s are actually addressing these two problems, but they can't really exist perfectly or as properly as L2s until we have a few developments on Bitcoin and the introduction of Covenant. So Covenant is a big development, is a big improvement that we might have with OPAL.
What is that?
So Covenant are the type of script that we can run on Bitcoin. Yeah, but they're something that is particular to Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is not a very straightforward technology compared to Ethereum.
Yes, because it was not built with that purpose.
But also because Bitcoin it originated from a vision and a mission. If you read the white paper of Satoshi Nakamoto, which is an 8 pages white paper, it's not very technical.
Very simple, yeah.
But it really conveys a vision and a very strong mission for a censorship system. And so the whole technical architecture of Bitcoin is very much really in relation with this vision, and so it's very important to understand a little bit how it works, because then you understand why it's architectured this way. But once you get there, you understand the possibilities. And so we have now. I mean, the upcoming development for Bitcoin is basically having L2s, so we can scale, we can run smart contract. We have EVM L2s coming to Bitcoin, and this is just going to take over the whole crypto space, because I'm sorry, but it's going to make everything else obsolete.
Amazing. So, I think the week has come to an end. Looks like Bitcoin Ordinals Asia is coming to an end as well.
It was amazing.
How would you like to wrap up, and what is the message that you'd like to wrap this event this week and this
massive message of gratitude? Because it's been very intense, but the energy, the vibes today. The quality of the panels, the quality of the keynotes, and not just Casey, but Casey gave, of course, a fantastic keynote today. But every member, every builder, it's impressive to see the range right now of products, of services that are in development, and the quality of the builders. And I want to send really a massive shout out to all of them, and also a massive thank you message to all of our sponsors who really made it possible. So I'm just filled with gratitude and ready to party now.
Ready to party. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure being meeting you, Ben, and look forward to staying in touch.
Absolutely.
And future.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.